Our reporter Tshegoaco Moagi is there and joins us live. Good afternoon, Tshegoaco. Just looking at what has been happening there, what did the police minister say in response to the many questions that have been raised by the residents?
Good afternoon, Kwena. So indeed, the police minister really going out and speaking at length about some of the programs and plans that will be put in place in this area of Krugersdorp to ensure that everything goes well and that residents actually get a peaceful night's sleep. That's exactly what he said, Kwena, that he wants for the residents here to be able to sleep peacefully. He wants for children to be able to play outside as children should, and that there shouldn't be a curfew, something that had been raised by some residents not too long ago, that there's a curfew, Kwena, for the parents telling their children to be in the house by between 5:30 and 6. They're even saying that they themselves as adults need to be in the house as early as 6 o'clock because of the dangers that they are living in. So the minister really saying that the police commissioner needs to ensure, that the Gauteng police commissioner needs to ensure that they infiltrate the streets of West Village to ensure that the police are visible, to ensure that the residents feel safe. I mean, the residents have mentioned, Kwena, that, it felt good to have police presence in the area, but their main concern is whether it will be consistent. The minister saying that it will be consistent, that these residents need to feel safe as possible on a daily basis, that children should be given the freedom to be able to be children, that women should not be dictated to as to what they must do with their bodies, but rather they must decide themselves what they will do with their bodies. One of the residents, Kwena, mentioning that it had to take the rape of these 8 women for the police to actually bring about a reaction and to bring about the police officers onto the streets of this area. The minister saying that he acknowledges that the police force needs to not be reactionary, but actually be on the ground, listen to the residents and respond to their concerns. So that's just partially what the minister had to say. But, he did promise that things will be easier for them, that things will be safer for them. But he also mentioned, Kwena, that although so many people have been arrested, we know that over 80 people have been arrested since the rapes of these women last week, Thursday. He says even though these people have been arrested, he would prefer, and he definitely wants, that the rapists, the actual people that committed these crimes, that they are the ones that are actually brought to book, and that they are they are given the right, they are treated accordingly, so to speak, that they are given the right sentencing. And he says that all the possibilities and everything that needs to be done to ensure that this is done needs to be done as soon as possible, because these people need to be brought to book. So those are just some of the words that Police Minister Begitele had to say for the community here. He did, however, say that they need to also look into the members of the SAPS that are allegedly corrupt. And he says that this will be something that they will look into. They will investigate what is taking place. But he's also called on the residents to actually, be the ones that report such people to the police force, that there is a corruption tackling unit within the police, and they need to then report this to that particular unit. Residents have really said, that they are quite grateful that the minister came here today. But the issue, Kwena, is always going to be whether or not what he said will actually be fruitful, whether it will be something that they'll be able to see on the ground. And I'd like to actually bring in one such resident at this particular point. Matt, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. The minister has been here today. Just give us details. What do you think about what he has said? And do you think it is something that could possibly happen in this area?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Maybe I must indicate that I'm not really a resident in this place, but we were invited by the residents, community leaders of West Village on the 26th last month, where we had a meeting where they raised those issues before this incident also took place. And we had already invited the different departments to be part of the engagement that we wanted to hold in the near future. So we are happy that the minister came, but we're not happy that the Minister of Energy was not able to make it himself, because the community made it clear that they need him to be here so that he can address the issues of the mining. So I'm happy also that the minister committed to bring more policing in this place, because last time when we were here, it was emotionally draining, Mrs. I don't want to lie. We were all crying as they were sharing with us as social cohesion advocates under arts and culture, and also as civil societies that are working with UN on social ills. We also committed, and we are committing again today, to say, as people are partnering with UNICEF and working with children and minors, we are going to offer social support and counseling to the women in this place. We are going to bring social workers to come and commit. We're not going to wait for government, but we are going to come as soon as possible. We are going to engage with Nicole in terms of which date. We had already committed on the 26th last month before the incident to say we will come, because most women here are walking dead, as the minister said. They've been raped, no support, no social support. I mean psychosocial support that has been given to them, and therefore today we are committing to say, I'm sure next week or so we will be here to engage with the women, as this is the Women's Month.
Thank you so much. Once again, Kwena, there you have it. You know, more assistance for the women here in this Krugersdorp area. And as you say, that the minister himself saying that the women here are walking dead, that they experience so many things and they just keep going as if nothing has happened. So we are then hoping to see more of that police force, more of the police officers on the ground in this area, so that this community, as the minister has said, can get some peaceful sleep.
Thank you very much, Tshegoaco Moagi, talking to us there, giving us the latest update coming out of Krugersdorp after the visit there by the minister and other high-profile officials.